No, you can respond.
Honorable James.
Yeah, I'd just like to get clarity. These provisions that you reference here, are they not for IPID?
Yes, this is the IPID Act.
And this forms the basis of the work you do?
No, it is that they can request assistance from us. So, sorry. If I can just have 1 second.
Take your time.
Thank you.
Basically, what the question is, Ms. Trent, if I can assist Honorable James, is that you have said in your statement at paragraph 18 that you rely on these provisions for the basis of assisting IPID. And the question is, which provision exactly do you rely on, and why is it applicable to you or to Paul O'Sullivan Associates to be able to assist in IPID work?
Yes, that they believe that we can assist.
No, the provision. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry,
Take your time.
So,
Perhaps Honorable James, Chairperson, Honorable James has asked the question. Can we perhaps continue and then give the witness an opportunity once she's had a time to think about it?
I'm fine with that, Chair. Let's move on. Thanks.
No, Chair, we're not moving on. Chair, we're not moving on.
I'm fine with that, Chair. Let's move on. Thanks.
No, Chair, we're not moving on. Chair, we're not moving on. She must point in this thing that she has attached here, where they say IPID can ask for assistance. She must go there. This was attached by her after reading it and after being a non-practicing attorney. She told us it's that. So she should know how you quote the law. She must go to where it helps her, because there is no such a thing here.
so if I
Are you able to respond to the question?
sorry, I'm unable to concentrate. Yeah.
Are you perhaps at 3B of the provision?
Yeah, so basically what this means is that if they need assistance, they can ask anyone to assist. Okay, let me rather an investigator may request an explanation. Okay.
Okay. At 3B, Ms. Trent, it reads that an investigator or any person duly authorized thereto by him or her may request an explanation from any person whom he or she reasonably suspects of having information which has a bearing on a matter being or to be investigated.
Correct.
Would you like to expand on that?
No, I think that
Some water.
So basically, my understanding is that if they need assistance in something, they can ask for it lawfully, and they were allowed to do so, and there was no issue with that.
Okay. Perhaps it will become apparent as we move on. We are now at paragraph 19.
Just
Okay.
wait, the two honorable members there. Honorable James and Honorable Malema. Let me take Honorable Malema first.
Now, I want us to agree with the witness that what she has quoted here is not helping what she's saying. She says they can ask for help legally and all of that. It's a matter we can debate. That's fine. But in terms of what she's quoting here, there's no such a thing. And she has to agree that this quotation is not saying what she's saying. But that legally they can ask for assistance, maybe the way Advocate Wallo is saying it, as we go along, it will come apparent that they can ask for such a thing. But where we are now, 24.1 and 3A, 3B, and 4, all of that, there is no relevance to what she's saying. And she needs to concede that before we proceed.
She does not have an answer to the question. Ms. Trent,
Ask her if she agrees with me that this does not speak to what she's saying.
I disagree, but I think it would probably be up to you to decide at the end of the day. It wouldn't be for me to.
Quote where it says what you are saying. Quote it here. Is the purpose of putting of cutting this thing and putting it in your affidavit was precisely to make reference to it. Refer to where it says what you are saying.
what the honorable member is saying is that this committee is not dealing with facts, it's dealing with evidence. Yes, it is a fact that IPID may ask for assistance. But where is the evidence in law that provides for that fact or that substantiates? If you say you went to IPID because they have requested you to assist, the honorable members are saying IPID is a government institution regulated by law. There is national legislation that regulates the operations of IPID, including it as an organ of state. So where is the provision in national legislation? That's what they want to hear from you. If it is not on the document, but you know it is section 26, subsection 7, refer them to that provision.
Would you like an opportunity to respond?
Honorable James, do you want to make an addition?
No, Chair, I'll get back to this when I question. Ons kan nie bloed uit 'n klip uitslaan nie. Ms. Trent is unable to answer and respond. Let's move on.
Yeah, before Honorable Ngola.
No, Chair, I was going to say even, I think completely Section 24 of IPID Act is irrelevant to the point, but even the subsection 3B that she's relying on explanation is also irrelevant, but we can expand that when it's our turn to ask questions.
Yeah, but before we proceed, can she concede that she does not have a provision in law to back the fact or the statement that she made here?
Can you just repeat the question?
The question is what the honorable members have asked here. Which provision in national legislation governing IPID are you relying on to substantiate your statement? Are you able to help Advocate Mukhize?
Ms. Trent, what the chairperson is asking you is, at paragraph 18, you say that you were empowered, well, not empowered, those are not the words you use. Let's use the words that you use in your statement. At paragraph 18 of your statement, you say you were satisfied. Third line, the third line, you say, I was satisfied that in terms of the Independent Police Investigative Directorate Act, that when you say they, you mean Mahlangu and Binang. Those are the investigators from IPID. And you say they were entitled to receive assistance in their investigations and were entitled to provide this assistance they request. So my understanding of this paragraph, you can comment from this. My understanding of this paragraph is that you're saying once you met with Mr. Mahlangu, you satisfied yourself that you were able to assist with the work of investigations that they were doing as investigators at IPID. And for that, you rely on the provisions that you've pasted at page 9 of your affidavit. Now, what the chairperson and the two honorable members have put to you is which provision exactly were you satisfied with that you could, which provision do you rely on for the basis of being able to do these investigations based on what you've pasted based on the provisions you've set out at page 9. And there are four different sections that you set out. Is there any specific one that you remember right now, or would you like to deal with that as we go along? Or are you conceding that these provisions do not apply to you?
As I understand this is that if one of the IPID investigators requested assistance, that it would be lawful and that we would be able to give assistance. And that, and I interpreted from the purposes of conducting the investigation may direct any person.
Where are you reading from?
From 3A.
Okay, yes, you may continue.
Or I don't know what you want me to say.
No. It's your testimony, Ms. Trent. I don't wish to tell you what you say. There's no specific answer I'm looking for. You answering to the two honorable members that have posed the question to you. It's a question of clarity.
Okay.
They're trying to get clarification on whether you still rely on these provisions for the work that Paul O'Sullivan's and associates conducted with IPID. Are these the provisions that you rely on?
Yes.
Okay. So if you say you rely on these provisions, which one?
What I've put down here.
Okay. Would you like to expand?
No. I can. I just need to please guide me.
Chair, I'm asking a specific question. I'm saying to you, go straight where this act says that. It's very specific. You just say to me,
Okay.
3A or whatever, and then you read it out.
3B, an investigator or any person duly authorized thereto by him or her may request an explanation from any person whom he or she reasonably suspects of having information which has a bearing on a matter being or to be investigated.
So IPID doesn't suspect that you've got any information of any sort. You are saying they asked you to assist them. This speaks about speaking to any person who might have information or anything of that sort. You were asked by IPID to assist them in their investigation. Which law gives IPID such power to go to a private institution to help them with investigation?
Thank you, Honorable Malema. I understand your question now. It was purely on a, not to assist the entire investigation at all. It was, would you be able to do some desktop research on this, or do a search on this person of interest or whatever, but it wasn't assisting in the entire investigation. By the time it got to IPID, There were witness statements, evidence that was already there. So when it got to IPID, that was the work that had been done by Forensics for Justice. And we said, look, we've got resources and whatever, please use them if you need. But we didn't run an investigation with them.
So you never assisted IPID with any investigation. They've never asked you to assist them with any investigation.
No, they have. What I'm saying, no, I'm not saying we didn't assist. I'm saying in the entire investigation, like I wasn't sitting with them and going through everything. It was, if they came across something where they needed a search on something or something like that, then they would ask me. But it wasn't as if we were investigating with them. If I'm making sense.
Chair, let me leave it here.
Okay, Honorable Nomvalo.
Yeah, no, thanks, Chair. No, Chair, I was going to say that maybe the witness is failing to adequately explain the kind of assistance that was requested from them, because I understand the frustration of honorable members that the Act, in particular, Section 24B, talks about an explanation that can be requested by an investigator to a person whom they believe to be in possession of a certain information. Now, the impression that has been given by the witness is that they were requested to assist the investigation, whereas there is no provision in the Act to that effect. The only provision is a provision of requesting for an explanation. So I just wanted to say, Chair, maybe the witness must clarify what kind of assistance was requested from you by the investigator.
Sure. Sorry, I understand. I'm just trying to think. Okay, so if I needed to run a search, so if something came up in their investigation, on, for example, a company.
No. Let's not be all over the place. Here, you are approached by Mr. Mahlangu and Mr. Pinang, and then they say they want you to assist them in carrying out an investigation. What did they specify? I'm trying to assist you here. Did they specify that we want you to assist us on A, B, C, D, E? And if they did, what did they say?
Okay, so should I start it from the beginning where, for example, the house?
No. I just want us to focus on the request. What is it that they wanted you to assist them on?
Not a lot. For example, I think I answered that. If they came across, so they carried out the investigation. When the Mantle Mahlangu got the docket or their case, I think it's called an inquiry or something like that at IPID. They then go through it. We went through it with them. And then I think Mr. O'Sullivan would have said, look, this is the house. I've had a look at the house. Let's go and I'll show you. And you need to, you should speak to the estate manager. I've been there before.
So the assistance went to that extent.
Yeah, so that was, I think, in the first week.
So it was not a once-off assistance. You were not called to come and clarify something.
Oh,
They wanted to work the investigation with you.
Oh, no. So in the criminal or in the complaint to IPID that was made, there was a Google Earth history analysis on the property and the extent of when it was built, and there was a
Okay, no.
Commer-
I don't want to eat
So-
on her time. Let me close it like this. They did not call you to give an explanation.
this was pretty much, it was, well, this is
No,
the
no,
house.
but accompanying them is not giving them an explanation. You are assisting them when you accompany them to a particular address.
I'm not sure I agree. It was,
Chair, it's okay. We can continue this.
No, Chair, just a second. I think I'm largely covered. There is nowhere in the Act where it talks about assistance. As you allege. Hence, Oro Nomvalo is expressly taking you to explanation, because the Act speaks about explanation, not assistance. But I think we must implore you to calm down. I'm worried that you are a bit nervous, and it makes it very difficult for us to get there. Chair, can we take at least 5 minutes a break to calm down? I'm worried that we would not be able to extract evidence from a witness this nervous. So if we can cool down a little bit, Chair. Thank you so much.
Second Chair.
Honorable James,
Okay, I wanted to ask a question, but let's take a break. I think,
Advocate Mkhize, can you do the work that Honorable Skosana normally does?
Thank you, Chair. I will accompany the witness.
Yeah, thank you.
If you can just stand down for 5 minutes.
Okay.